Let us now see, or rather understand, the second slok and the second cant octet, that is the second Ashtapadi. Slok Deendrat Dukh Banjana Gatkat Nath Anath Sharan Tumhari Ayo Nanak ke Prabhu Saath. Deendrat Dukh Banjana Gatkat Nath Anath. O Lord, you are the shatterer, you are the destroyer of pain and suffering and grief. Gat Kat Nath Anath. And you are always with, and at every step, at every moment, which those people who are helpless. You abide and you reside in their heart of the humble. This is what it means. Deen Daratuk Banjana Gatkat Nath Anath. Sharan Tumhari Ayo Nanak ke Prabsad. Guru Nanak says, these are the people who come to the shelter of the Almighty. And Nanak requests, Sharan Tumhari Ayu Nanak ke Prabsad. Nanak requests to the Almighty that please abide. We supplicate before Thee, please abide with these people who are always with the company of saints, like Guru Nanak himself. Ashtapadi. जब मात पिता सुत मीत न बाई मन ओहा नाम तेरे संग सहाई. At the time when you neither have your mother, neither have your father, neither have your son or friend or brother to help you, to be with you, at that time it is only God who is there with you. Man oha naam tere sang sahai. It is at that particular moment of time and nobody is there with you. It is only God's name which shall be your helper. This takes me to an example from the Mahabharata. When Draupadi is lost by the Pandavas to the Kauravas, and in a vindictive mood of vengeance, the clothes of Draupadi are being taken out. At that moment of time, she first runs to each of the Pandavas. Nobody comes to help. And then later she remembers Krishna. Later there is a incident when Draupadi asks Krishna, why you didn't come when I was being stripped? At that time Krishna says, at that time you didn't remember me. You first remembered those people who could not have helped you, those people who were not there with you. This is what it means. Jamat pita sut meet nabahi man oha naam tere sang sahai. जब महाबयान दूत जम दले तक केवल नाम संग तेरे चले. Where death and other sufferings oppress you, there only the Lord Almighty's name is your help, is your company. जब मुश्किल होवे अति भारी हर को नाम खिनमय उदारी. This also means one and the same thing. It's an elucidation. It's a continuation of what is said before. When great difficulties come across you, it is the Lord Almighty only whom you should trust and who shall be with you. Anak punah charan karat nahi tare. Anak punah charan karat nahi tare. Har ko naam kot paap par hare. All kinds of rituals, all kinds of karmakans, all kinds of vidhis, all kinds of ways of worship. This includes the lighting of agarbatti, observing a fast on a particular day, trying to satisfy planetary positionings. In Muslims, also, we have many kinds of rituals, the Bakri Eid, the growing of sunnats, that is the beard without the mustache, the wearing of a particular kind of a cap, or having bath 2 or 3 times a day, or various kind of rituals which people observe. Those rituals do not leave liberation. In Dukhbanjani Sahib, one of the Banis of Pancham Pachahi, Aukhad mantra tantra sab chhar karne har hriday mein tar. Please forget all these kinds of difficult mantras. Please contemplate the name of God. Here also the same thing is like Anik Ponachan karat nahi tare har ko naam kod pa par hare. The single name of God, the single contemplation of God, when said with utter seriousness, utter earnestness, removes a number of sins. Gurmukh naam japo man mere nanak pawa so karne. This means with the guidance of the Almighty's sent Guru, the avatars, the Paigambars, the messengers, when one contemplates the name of God, he gets everlasting peace. Please revert back to my earlier couplet of Ashtapadi 1, Sukhmani Sukh Amrit Prabhnam Bagajana ke Man Visram. This also means one of the same things, said in a different manner. This is something said in a different manner, but the meaning would be the same. Sagal Shrishti ko Raja Dukhiya Har ka naam japat hoy sukhiya. Even the king, the prime ministers, the men of power who may control the affairs of nations, or even the most powerful person in the universe or the powerful entity in the universe, also contemplates the name of God, and only then he finds joy, because it is that particular name of God which is selfless. It doesn't expect anything from you. A dog who is very, very faithful to his master always remains faithful to his master, but still he is in the living form and he expects food. God doesn't even expect that much from you. He only expects you to contemplate on him. Lakh karori band na pare, har ka naam japat nistare. Lakh karori band na pare. A person may earn crores and crores and crores of rupees, but he doesn't get satisfaction. His avarice is not stopped. Even when he acquires tons and tons of money. And only when he contemplates the name of the Almighty, he stands to get liberated, or he moves towards liberation, or he gets mental peace. Lakh karori band na pare, har ka naam japat nastare. Har ka naam japat nastare. But the moment he realizes and he contemplates the name of God, he moves towards liberation. In the next verses, or rather stanzas of the Sukhmani Sahib, also this is elucidated by way of a few striking words which I shall dwell upon and comment upon later. Anik maya rang tik na bujave, har ka naam japat aghave. This means anik maya, countless forms of worldly materials, desires, thirst, various kinds of needs will not be satiated. Those needs, that requirement shall never be quenched. And only with God's name, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of achievement is obtained. I am too anxious to say some things which I referred in the earlier sentence also. And the words in the Sukhmani Sahib also, which signify the same thing, which will come in the following paragraphs. I shall repeat them, or rather I should reproduce them at the sake of repetition, which I shall do even later. And those words are बिना संतोख नहीं को राजे सुपन मनोरथ बिरथे सब काजे. Without satisfaction, without mental peace, nobody is the king. And all riches, all glories, all wealth are meaningless if a person's mental peace is not there. This takes me to an incident in the life of Alexander. When Alexander probably was traveling to India or maybe somewhere, he met a saint on the way. The saint never knew that he is speaking to Alexander. Alexander asked him, why was he in such peace, and how was he, or rather, how was the saint, dressed in the form of a fakir, dressed in the form of a ecstatic. How is it that he is in such peace and bliss, and he is not even standing when Alexander is there before him? He is oblivious of the fact that Alexander is a king, he is a ruler, he is a dictator, he is a conqueror. Alexander got down to him. These kings are in fact more noble than what we think them to be. He realized that he is a divine soul, and he asked him. The saint instead questioned him, who are you? He said, oh, I am Alexander. I have come out to conquer the entire world. So, where are you now? Oh, I am on one more conquest, and I shall conquer that particular part. And thereafter, oh, I shall conquer one more country. And thereafter, I shall conquer the whole world. And thereafter, then I shall go and live in peace to my place. The saint started laughing. For attaining peace, you need not conquer the whole world. You have to conquer your mind. The mind needs to be conquered, not the whole world. And that peace you can achieve now also. Look at me. I have conquered my whole mind. That is what the saint said. I am not me, not Charanjit Chandrapal. That stage is yet to be achieved. I hope it is in this birth, and if not in this birth, I shall pray to the Almighty that at least in the next birth I may get that peace. I am no philosopher, I am no saint, I just have a little bit of understanding and go deep into the words of religious scriptures. Please don't misunderstand me as a saint. I'm just talking deep and understanding, trying to understand deeply of what these high-ordered saints and messengers of God have stated. In Japji Sahib it is said, Gyani tyani gur gur hai kahin na jai teri tilvadiai. Neither the Gyani, neither the knowledgeable person, neither the dhyani, neither the perpetual meditator can even explain a fraction of the Almighty's myth. I'm just trying to give an explanation. Do not misunderstand me as a saint. This is a mistake, a very fatal mistake which people make. And then, unfortunately, some kind of people misguide the gullible devotees. Next line is, Ji maharg e jaat ikela ta har naam sang hot suela. When the person is treading his path alone, he doesn't have anybody to support him. At that particular moment of time also, God's name is there to comfort him, to give him solace. Aisa naam man sada tyaiye, nanak gurmukh param gat paiye. This name is so sacred. The contemplation of the Almighty is so sacred that with that contemplation and with the guidance of the true Guru, nanak gurmukh param gat paiye, a supreme state of peace is obtained. छूटत नहीं कोट लख बाही नाम जपत तप आर पराही, where the individual cannot be saved by money, by help, or from any kind of material help that may come. At that particular moment of time also, the Lord Almighty's name helps you in overcoming the difficulties. And the greatest difficulty is to overcome this worldly ocean. Chutat nahi kot lakh bahi. Even when kot lakh bahi, when so many people with so many arms are there to help you and they cannot be of any help to you. This, remember, imagine a person who's lying on the deathbed. He knows he's going to die. He has some disease, or maybe he's in semi-coma. Doctors are attending him on day-to-day basis. Medicine is being monitored. His family, his mother, his wife, his children are spending lakhs and lakhs on him, but still are not being able to save him. And at that particular moment of time, if such a person contemplates on the name of God, it would definitely help him in achieving liberation. That's the reason why people switch on the Sukhmani Sahib or various kind of prayers when they realize that a person may be on his deathbed. Chutat nahi kot lakh bahi, naam japat tapar parahi. Anik bigan ja aaye sanghare, har ka naam tatkal udhare. When there are many begins, there are many operations, difficulties. At that particular moment of time also, the Lord Almighty's name can reduce the effect of such difficulties, or rather it can help you to overcome them. Anik joni janme mar jam, naam japat pave bisram. This line is very, very important. It refers to the number of births and transmigrations a person has come from and has achieved the human form. One more line which comes in the Rera Sahib, Bhai parapat manuk dehoriya gobind milan ki e teri bariya. This human form is a very precious form achieved, and this form is meant and is given to you because it has the highest form of consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita and the ISKCON devotees call it Krishna consciousness. A person has to remain in that divine consciousness in order to liberate himself. Anik jone janme mar jam, naam japat pave bisram. And with the contemplation of that name, a person attains the state of bisram, the place of rest, a place of salvation. One more line which comes in the Guru Granth Sahib, Bahut janam bichhde the madho, ab janam tumhare lekhe. Which means that this body has been achieved after traveling through a number of births. And ab janam tumhare lekhe. And now it is a supplication of the devotee, of the saint, that this life may be given to the service of Almighty. This is what it means. Service of Almighty doesn't mean sacrificing your duties. Those duties have to go along, because fulfilling your duties also is service to the Almighty. A very beloved saint, Sant Baba Ram Singh of Karnal, used to sing this in a very, very good form, in a musical manner. Bahut janam bichhde the madho, bahut janam bichhde the madho, janam tumhare lekhe, janam tumhare lekhe, madho, janam tumhare lekhe. This means the same thing. Anik jone janme mar jam, naam japat pave bisram. हौ मैला मल कभू न धोवे, हर का नाम कोट पाप खोवे. When the ego, hau, mela, when the abhiman, when the ego, when the pride is not being washed off, it is the Almighty's name which makes you realize that you are nothing. Nothing in front of the magnitude, in front of the omnipotence of the Almighty. The Japji Sahib says this, Moot palitti kappad doe, Moot palitti kappad hove, de sabun le o toye, Bhare mat papa ke sang, o dope nao ke rang. Just as the urination may spoil the cloth, or the mud may spoil the cloth, and then you have to wash it with the detergent or with the soap or with the washing powder. The mat, the mind of a human is spoiled, affected by various vikaras, as a result of which the contemplation of the name of God helps in wiping off these vikaras, these evils. ऐसा नाम जपो मन रंग, नानक पाइये साध के संग. Guru Nanak, in the form of Guru Arjan Dev, says, O my mind, let us never forget the name of God. O my mind, please do not forget the name of God. It is my supplication to the Almighty that I may not forget His name. And this kind of an state is easily obtained if one remains in the accompaniment of saints or in the accompaniment of devotees or in commemorations where the name of God is taken, like a satsangat. जे मार्ग के गणि जाहे न कोसा, हर का नाम ओहा संगतोसा. Even in places or in works where the goal is not seen in the near future, or when the aims are so high that it takes time to achieve those aims, even at that particular moment of time, the name of God eases the problems. जी पहंडे महा अंध गुबारा, हर का नाम संग उजियारा. When the path is dark, at that particular time also, God's name acts as a light. जहाँ पंथी तेरा को न सिंजानो, हर का नाम तनाल पछानो. On the path where you have all strangers, there is nobody who knows you. Even in that particular path, even in that particular path, the name of the Almighty, contemplation of the Almighty will always make you feel that the Lord Almighty is accompanying you. You did not have any kind of influence or knowing anybody. This aspect has played a very important part in my own life. When I had begun my practice as a lawyer in or around 2001, 2002, I had no clients, no backing. I still started. Even recently when I started my music production along with my law, and also intend to do a couple of other things, the caravan builds on its own. This is the characteristic of the Almighty. He depicts Himself in one way or the other. जब महाभयान तप्त भोगाम, तो हर के नाम की तुम ऊपर छाम. On the path which has scorching heat and light. It signifies those trades where there's a lot of conflict, or times in a human being's life where there is a lot of trouble, akin to the heat of the sun. Even at that particular moment of time, a sincere contemplation of the Almighty makes you feel cool. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is what they say in Hinduism. जहाँ तिरखा मन तुझ खरके त नानक हर हर अमृत बरखे. On the path where there is a lot of thirst, where there are people to oppress you, people who are troubling you on day-to-day basis, tormenting you, even at that particular moment of time, the name of the Almighty shall act as a rain of nectar. The Nanak Har Har Amrit Barkhe. Barkhe refers to the rain and Amrit refers to the nectar. The name of the Almighty shall act as a rain of nectar on you. Bhagat jana ke bartan naam, sant jana ke man bisram. The name of the Almighty is indispensable for the true devotees. The name of the Almighty resides in the hearts of saints. Har ka naam das ki ot, har ke naam odre jan kot. The name of the Almighty is the shelter for the devotees. And taking the name of the Almighty, there are a number of people, quote refers to millions, crores, number of devotees who have been liberated or are going ahead towards liberation. Har jas karat sad din raat, har har aukad sad kamad. The saints praise and take the name of God day in and day out. The saints and the true devotees take the name of God as their medicine. A line which comes in Guru Granth Sahib, Chadi rahe din raat naam khumari, naam khumari. The name of God is like a medicine. It is also like an intoxication. And the true saints and the true devotees always submerge themselves into this intoxication, which is like a medicine. An Urdu shair says, Tera zikr ilaje gam. Tera zikr ilaje gam. The name of the Almighty is like the medicine for all sorrows. This is what is the hidden meaning of this particular line. हर जन के हर नाम निदान पार ब्रह्म जन की नोदान. Naam Nidan is the wealth. The God's name is the true wealth. Satnam, the true wealth to the devotees. Par Brahm Jan ki Nodan. And the Lord Almighty, Par Brahm, Parvardikar, Parmeshwar, He has donated this kind of contemplation to His true devotees. Mantan rang rate rang eke, nanak janke birt viveke. Mantan, man is the mind, tan is the body. Mantang rang rate rang eke. The mind and the body are like the warp and the weft, dyed, colored in the one lovely name of the one God, the Ikonkar. Nanak janke birt bibek. Bibek is the consciousness. the mind, the chetana, the consciousness. And the true name of God, in which both the mind and the body of the true devotees is absorbed. Their vivek, their consciousness, their chetna is so enlightened that they become conscious in determining between good and bad. This avastha is normally and majorly bestowed only on humans. Some exceptions here and there is a state where even an animal attains that state, but those cases are very rare, very few. हर का नाम जन को मुक्त जुक्त, हर का नाम जन को तृप्त मुक्त. To the true devotee, the name of God leads to salvation. To the true devotee, the name of God is a kind of satisfaction of all material desires, of all joys, of all hungers, of all cravings. हर का नाम जन का रूप रंग, हर नाम जपत कप परे न भंग. To the true devotee, the name of God is true beauty. By contemplating on the name of God, the failure or any kind of impediment doesn't come across. This is what it means. Har naam japat kab pare na bhang. Kab pare. Never will any beginner obstacle come across. Har ka naam jan ki vadiyai, har ke naam jan shobha pai. To the true devotee, the contemplation of the name of God is the true honor. It is the true greatness. And in that contemplation lies his fame, lies his repute. Why his fame and repute? To any true devotee's fame and repute. हर का नाम जन को भोग जोग, हर नाम जपत कछु नहीं वियोग. The real enjoyment, the real joy, and the true way of contemplation of the Almighty is meditating on His name and never being separated from Him. Sant Ram Singh, repeating Sant Baba Nand Singh's words, is to say this in a normal way, a musical sequence which still reverberates in my heart many times. My father also used to like it. सब संगत मिल अरदास करो, मेरे मनो न विसरे वाहिगुरु. ऐसी दया करो महाराज, नाम न बिसरे, नाम न बिसरे. सब संगत मिल अरदास करो, मेरे मन हो न विसरे वाहिगुरु. This is what it means. It's a prayer to the Almighty that the name, His contemplation should not be forgotten. Jan rata har naam ki seva, nanak poojay har har deva. Jan rata har naam ki seva. The true devotee, rata is being colored in the texture of the service of the name of God. Jan rata har naam ki seva. The true devotee is colored in the service of the Almighty's name. He's died in the service of the Almighty's name. Nanak puja har har deva. Guru Nanak says, the true saints always worship one God. Har har deva. Har har is the Ekonkar. It is Rab, it is Allah. It is the Deva doesn't mean the idol. It refers to the one God. Though whether the idol or the Nirankar, the invisible God, is a true God, That discussion also is unfolded in the Sukhmani in the chapters to come. हर हर जन के माल खजीना, हर हर धन जन को आप प्रभ दीना. हर जन के माल खजीना. Mal khajina is khazana. Mal is the wealth. The name of God is the true wealth and treasure for his devotees. Har dhan jan ko aprabh deena. This kind of a divine wealth is bestowed by the Almighty on his true devotees. हर जन के ओट सताणी, हर प्रताप जन अवर न जानी. The Lord Almighty is a powerful shelter for his devotees, a very strong shelter, a very strong roof for his devotees. And a true devotee does not see anything except the Almighty's prowess, the Almighty's glory. Ot Satani is shelter. Jan avar na jani, Jan is devotees do not know anything except the pratap, the glory, the prowess. Pratap refers to the glory or the prowess of the Almighty. Ot pot jan har rasrate, sun samad naam rasmate. The true devotee who is completely colored and dyed in the warp and weft of the Almighty's joy and happiness. Ot pot jan har rasrate, sun samad naam rasmate. This kind of a devotee is completely intoxicated, is completely lost in the name of the Almighty, and his mind reaches slowly and steadily to that everlasting state of contemplation. Sun samadhi naam rasmate, the state of samadhi, state of being one with the Almighty. आठ पैर जन हर हर जपे, हर का भगत प्रगट नहीं छपे. आठ पैर refers to one pair refers to 3 hours. आठ पैर refers to 24 hours. A true devotee contemplates the name of God in all 24 hours, in every second. An Urdu shair says, मेरी रग रग तेरा नाम ले, मैं नमाज क्या पढ़ूं. मेरी रग रग तेरा नाम ले, मैं नमाज क्या पढ़ूं. फजर अशर जोहर मगरिब इशाक, सारी यूं ही हो जाती है. ये कज़ा ऐसी है कि मैं नमाज क्या पढ़ूं. In short, even to the Hindus or the other religious people following various other religions, the moment you contemplate the name of God, you need not recite any texture. Sorry, not texture. It's a wrong word. You need not recite any text or any verse or any mantra. The contemplation and remaining one with God automatically bestows power of the most powerful cosmic force on you. आठ पैर जन हर हर जपे, हर का भगत प्रगट नहीं छपे. Earlier also I said that this kind of a devotee is automatically shown as distinct from others. This distinction is manifested. हर की भक्ति मुक्ति भव करे, नानक जनसंग केते तरे. Many attain salvation with the worship and the name of God. And these devotees have crossed the world's ocean of materiality, and they have gone to a state of attaining oneness with the omnipotent cosmic force, which we have labeled as God. Par jati har ko naam, kam den har har gun kam. The name of God is the fulfiller of all desires. Parjat in Sanskrit is the miracle tree. That tree is believed to be in heaven, just like the Kamdenu guy, the wish fulfilling cow. And that Parjat is a fulfiller of all desires. So, that fulfiller of all desires, that is Parjat, is actually nothing but God's name. Kam den har har gun kam. In Hindu religion, the cow fulfills all desires. The singing of God's attributes is like slowly and steadily attaining a state where one becomes one with the Almighty, and automatically all his wishes, all his good wishes start getting fulfilled on his own. Sabte utam har ki katha naam sunat darad dukh latha. God's praise, God's glory is supreme. And by listening and contemplating to his name, all sufferings and sorrows vanish. Naam ki mahima sant rid vase, sant pratap durd sab nase. Mahima is the greatness. This greatness and the repeated repetition of God's name, such a state is usually found in saints, in high ordered saints. Sant Pratap Durd Sabnase. And when one person comes in contact with such saints, all the sins of such person also slowly and steadily start getting redeemed. Because these saints have been blessed by the Almighty Himself. संत का संग वड भागी पाइये, संत की सेवा नाम त्याइये. The accompaniment of holy saints, of true saints, is obtained by way of good fortune. Sant ki seva naam त्याइये. And with the blessing or with the service to these kind of saints, we automatically are bestowed with the gift of meditation on the name of the Almighty. Naam tul kach havar na hove, nanak gurmukh naam pave jan koe. Naam tulna refers to comparison. Naam tul kach havar na hove. Nothing can be compared to the name of God. That is the reason why many sectors of various religions, the Nirankaris, the Akalis, Radha Swami, Satsang Vyas, Brahma Kumari, Islam, Christianity also, they prefer to take the name of the Almighty rather than going to various demigods and goddesses. That itself is a chapter which we shall be exploring in the analysis and the commentary of Sukhmani Sahib, as to whether going to a temple of a deity is wrong, or worshipping the one name of God is right, or both are one way or the other leading to the same thing. We may hold our anxiety for that particular chapter. Naam tul kach havar na hove, nanak gurmukh naam pave jan koe. It is only with the grace of the true Guru. Gurmukh. Gurmukh is the person whose face is towards the Guru. Gurmukh. Mukh is the face. Guru is the true Guru, the true teacher, the true master. Only with the guidance of that true master, a very few, and I'm not saying that they'll remain few, I hope there are many. Over here they say that only those few people who are guided by true Gurus obtain this state of devotion to the one name of the Almighty. And with that, we end Shlok Duja, or the second shloka, along with the second cant octet, or the Duji Ashtapadi.